Also bis 12 müssen wir spätestens fertig sein.
Так, всем привет, специально для записи я пожертвую своим голосом и скажу два слова. Это турнир под названием EIZO Cup. Сетка у вас на экране и в чате. REVO попал на это квали через отборочные. Здесь можно посмотреть, каким образом это произошло. Вчера он играл исторический матч в истории отечественного киберспорта против Гуди. Эта запись есть у меня на YouTube-канале. Вот она. Или в плейлисте StarCraft 2. Вот. В группе ВКонтакте есть запись о сегодняшнем стриме. И это матч сетки лузеров. Face to Five или Bowl 3 мы сейчас узнаем. Кунг-фу банда играет следующим против Инзейна. И победитель этой пары, на победителя этой пары проигравший вылетает полностью, потому что турнир на вылет. Приятного просмотра в чатике. Всем здравствуйте. Любовь, Пека, здоровья, нормального голоса. Вот.
He did a proxy hatch against the Terran player on Overgrowth. So, I mean, if this could be a good idea, especially considering, well, what's going on. It is a gateway expansion, so taking this hatchery can be an extreme annoyance, especially if I mean, the probe from DMC does see that the drone is coming in, so he should know this is a possibility. So he probably isn't going to actually skip his zealot, but still, this is going to be a problem. This is one heck of a way to kick off a day of games with a proxy hatch immediately to start off our game.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like this opener though, because it's kind of okay to do this against a gateway, because if it's a forge, for instance, you can't really do this, because what you do is you start one cannon, and then you start the second one a bit later, so he can force maximum cannon, and then has to cancel the hatchery and most likely his drone. So the side kind of lose on doing that, but when you face a gateway like this, there's no real way of killing this except for pulling all these workers that we see right now. 6 is usually the perfect count, but he's going to use 7 because he needs one to build the Nexus as well. But I mean, this still buys more time for Revolver, who can absolutely expand to his third, because his natural is kind of blocked at the moment.
Yes, it's a good thing about DMC is actually blocking off this natural, making sure the Revolver isn't going to take an expansion extremely easily either. This is going to be a problem. This hatchery is probably going to finish up. I doubt he's going to cancel. He didn't cancel against Goody, so I doubt he's going to cancel here. It is still just a bunch of probes, and if nothing else, this creep spread, the creep just being there is such an annoyance. It doesn't take forever necessarily, but it does take a while. And it looks like he's going to sacrifice a little bit of probably shields on the Zealot. Maybe even get the Zealot killed off here by the Broodlings. Are they going to get it? Just barely doesn't. 3 health left.
One hit away.
One hit away there. So this is, I mean, the hatchery, it did his job. He's even got a Zergling morphing out of that larva that he has over there. He's got 4 other Zerglings all across the map that are going to be coming over. There's obviously no wall. It's going to be set up for a while. So this is going to be, I mean, early lings are always kind of an annoyance, and especially considering the fact that Cyber Core is so late. So Mothership Core is still pretty far away. And this Zealot, actually, the Zealot just died to these lings that came out. So those Broodlings did a lot of work, and now there's just 6 lings, and really nothing to defend them. There's a single Zealot, but lings are just going to dance around him for a long time. Well, I say that, and then of course he gets sniped off.
Yeah, of course.
He does pick up a probe with that last ling hit there, so that's nice.
That's a bit unfortunate though, because with 6 lings you can absolutely kill a Zealot, but with 4 lings you actually need to micro very well, and as we see now, I mean, with DMC counter microing, absolutely no chance of getting that Zealot, so I mean, a bit sloppy that losing those 2. He could have absolutely milked a bit more of that, but he's going to block the Nexus very neatly, and buying some time for himself. He knows he's a bit behind now because of the fact that he even though he placed the proxy hatch, he was delayed himself so much, especially with finishing it as well. So, I mean, his third, for instance, is so delayed at this point that he just needs to buy every second he can.
Both players are even on workers. Revolver does have speed, about 50% finished here, which is definitely going to be nice. I mean, it's generally just going to help against this gateway opener in the first place. And I mean, DMC, he's not going to sit back and just let this happen. He's moving across the map now. He's got 2 Zealots. He's got his Mothership Core. Obviously, there's not really going to be much out for Revolver other than a couple Queens.
This is a 4-gate pressure.
Oh, it is. Oh, yes.
Because he goes up to 4 gates, he saves the lock chrono, and now he's chronoing out the warp gate as soon as possible. And Well, this can absolutely hurt quite a bit. So, I mean, Revolve is ready for it. He's getting 18 more links, and he's just keeping on getting more and more links with the Roach Worm. But still, I mean, Ryan, this is very scary, especially if he gets quite a few zealots with this.
Yeah, six zealots. I mean, it's what he's gonna have pretty much at once this starts. He's gonna keep a sentry back home, which is a very smart idea because these links are just moving across the map. They're not really too worried about whatever pressure is going to be coming his way. His Overlord does see the fact that there are 3 more gateways, which obviously means there's 4 gates up. So he knows this. Oh, the wall is not actually walled in there by DMC. So links, only a couple links get in. A little bit of miscontrol there by DMC. You probably could have gotten it with more of those, but still, overcharge forced to go down. One of these gateways even might get killed off by these links. Has there been a warp in? The warp in is not quite finished. He's having a warp in back home with sentries actually. So is he gonna try to save this gateway with energy? So the gateway does go down, so he does lose one of those. But he did lose a large amount of lings, it seems. Losing 25 lings already. That's a lot of larvae at this stage of the game.
Yeah, the issue here is that Revolver still doesn't have a third base, which DMC was kind of not banking on, but he thought he could probably delay that third base as much as possible. Now, with that Paladin, it's going to block for a few more moments. I don't know, though. I just don't like for Revolver to delay his third for such a long time. I mean, it's not like he's doing like a 2-base muta or some super early swarm host or anything super early. It's just that his economy is so far behind. DMC 40 workers right now. The Revolver should be at 60 about, but he's even below his opponent. So to get back into this game, he needs to snipe the Nexus. He needs to kill all those sentries. He needs to get in. He needs to kill workers. He needs to just be as dirty as he can at this moment.
The third hatchery is finally going down, but the third hatchery is timed out almost exactly with the third Nexus from DMC. So they are quite even on this. DMC only has these sentries, which are probably going to have to use all their energy to deal with the massive swell of lings that is moving across the map right now. Already 31 lings on the map. There's only a cannon and a zealot over here, but these lings are going to swing over to the third base and see what they can get done. And seeing all the sentries, they're probably just going to back off for now. Without any roaches to help this out, it's going to be difficult for those lings to get on top of those sentries. Say that they are trying to, but good control by DMC. A lot of forceful energy used, but that's exactly what he wanted us to do anyway.
Yeah, Revolver right now, he's baiting quite a bit, and we're gonna see it because he's making 4 overlords because he was kind of supply blocked out for a second. Let's see if he wants to make massive amounts of roaches. No, he wants to go into even more workers. So this is kind of just baiting out those force fields as you talk about, and usually when you do this, you kind of want to follow up with roaches or hydras to make sure that as you bait out those force fields, there's nothing to defend with. That being said, though, DMC is kind of pushing out, and against hydras, these sentries have to watch out really, really well here, because if that Missile Core gets sniped, you could lose all those, what is it, 10 sentries?
Yeah, that's a whole lot of sentries there. And it's kind of funny to see a Protoss player move out with nothing but sentries. I mean, there's literally nothing at all in this army except for sentries. So yeah, there's that Mothership Core, but that's really all there is. Paladin is a ways away. We have some hydras already out. Got more going to be joining them, as well as some roaches. So DMs or Revolver should be pretty set up for this pressure, especially since there's nothing but gateway tech right now. The first robo is finishing up over here at the third base, unless there's another robo hidden somewhere. +2 weapons, ground attack is on the way for DMC, but pretty far away, and I think wisely DMC is walking away from this.
Yeah, look at Revolver though right now. He's looking so shaky. He supply booked himself again really badly. You can see him making 2 more overlords after that one he made. And that's because he supply capped himself so badly. Now he's making up to 4 at a time, just because he's struggling so much with keeping up, because he's focusing so much on how to get back into this game. And well, he's gonna have to make something happen, because all these links get trapped. He's gonna lose every single one without doing any damage, and he's taking he's just above in supply, but he's behind in workers quite significantly. He's 3 base to 3 base, and he doesn't have that great of a tech either. So it's all about this one Hydra attack, which frankly shouldn't do that much. This is way too many units from DMC to really deal with this from Revolver.
Yeah, DMC has a wonderful setup here. Yeah, it is only gateway units. Blink is about to finish up, actually, so he may try to chase this army down a little bit. Perhaps blink forward, force those hydras to turn around a little bit, and then try to force field them off, but he is just pushing those back for now. DMC, as you said, is in a really wonderful position where you have an even economy. Actually, he's got a better economy. He's got 67 workers. Revolver has just now gotten to 60. It's a massive, massive issue right now. And again, those supply blocks you were talking about have really been hurting Revolver throughout this game. And now DMC is moving across the map with a really, really scary army. +2 is about to finish up. Yeah, he doesn't really have anything in the way of non-gateway units. His Robo isn't really doing anything. It's trying to make a War Prism right now. His Colossus, his Robo Bay did just finish up, so he's going to be able to start making Colossus after this, but he's looking to get aggressive with just these units that he has, which is, that's a lot of sentries.
Yeah, that's +2 blink, man.
That's a lot of units.
Yeah, I mean, +2 blink is very, very scary, and, well, I mean, with all these force fields as well, sure, if Revolver stays put, he's gonna survive, but if Revolver extends for a second, he can lose, like, half his army instantaneously. There are 2 recalls ready, there are 2 time-ups ready, you have photon overcharges later, and with the War Prism that you talked about, it's kind of right now DMC delaying his own Robotech because he thinks he can do a lot of damage to get this harassment going, and as long as Revolver does this like 1A move with his entire army that he's doing right now, he's absolutely going to take some damage from this. And now we see him pulling back his entire army back and forward because he can only deal one flak at a time at the moment, which really sucks for him.
It's 7-8 zealots inside the main base right now. At the same time, his third is being pressured with the actual army over on this little area. You can't split himself up. This force fields it's too easy to force field your opponent back in this situation. And really, he doesn't care. I don't think he cares too much about doing damage over here because he's doing a lot of damage in the main base. A lot of roaches for Revolver in the main, taking care of these zealots, but it's still being forced to try to deal with these on 2 different fronts. These force fields are so wonderful.
He's attacking his own Evo for a good 10 seconds there, but now he's going to try to deal with this. And remember, those cells just do so much damage. And at the third base, DMC is just making sure he's buying time. He's not actually doing any real damage. He's just using force fields to buy time. These zealots almost getting the hive. The hive is down to 176 health, but here comes even more DTs even. Oh, loving this.
This hive is going to go down now. The DTs were a great choice. He's adding on every single tech. He's got 2 Colossus at a time producing back home. He's got Storm on the way as well. Yeah, there's Vipers coming for Revolver, but the Vipers aren't going to be able to do really enough to bring this game back. Losing that hive the way he did. He's got a lair in production now. Yeah, that's nice, but still in a really rough position. Oh, there's actually a Viper. Yeah, there's 4 Vipers. There's 2 Vipers even. I'm not sure. Okay, he's going to find them. He's going to try to catch one at least.
He's going to get this one to the south, but he's going to get 2 free Overlords as well. Revolver's kind of falling apart at this moment because, as you can see, that it wasn't that he couldn't build up his army, it was just that he couldn't with his multitasking. It's really because he's so distracted right now with all things going on that DMC is just kind of pulling him apart. And Revolver is really feeling at this moment, even hallucinating Colossi. There is one overseer, but if that's sniped, that's going to be horrible. And Great Force is going to divide the entire force of Revolver. Does get a few of these Colossus, but can only snipe one of them.
He does snipe one of the Colossus, so he had to use 2 Yanks. He only had those 2 Vipers. These hallucinated Colossus are doing their job. There actually isn't a whole lot here for DMC. The hallucinations actually make up the brunt of this army. There's another couple of Colossus coming in. Is he going to snipe this Overseer? That'd be huge, because then he can actually start warping in DTs to help defend this. But once this Nexus finishes up, he's going to have an overcharge available as well if he wants to use that, but he doesn't even need it. Those hallucinations, they soaked a little bit of damage, which was absolutely enough as all they needed to do. Now these 2 Vipers are out in the middle of nowhere. They need to get out of here, and still 5 Colossus remain right now. More Stalkers being warped in. There's actually a high Templar that got warped in, a single one, I assume, for feedbacks. He's not going to have Storm for a little while on that Templar, and only having one of it, you wouldn't expect to see a lot of Storm. And again, his gas count is pretty low, but no 4th base from Reserve player right now. His main is had to be rebuilt completely. He's still on this, this kind of low lair tech because he lost that hive. He can't remake Vipers right now, and he's not going to be able to remake Vipers for a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is kind of our tier 2 they usually talk about, the Roach Hydra they stuck on. They're like tier 2.5 when you have your Vipers and your like low-tech hive units, but the thing is, you need at least 2.5 or 3, like that kind of tier to really deal with what DMC's having right now. He's getting at his Immortals against the Roaches. He has a lot of Colossi here, and also these Templars who hard counter the Vipers, but also with Storm, they can absolutely tear Hydra Roach apart. And well, there are so few Vipers here. If they get fed back, there's no backup plan for Revolver, who's not even getting hive at this moment. He's just going for one big last attack, and he's behind in drones by so much that he's just equal in army. That's all he is, equal in army, and he's going to try to attack, but even though it's equal in supply, it's not equal in its worth and value, and especially micro ability here.
I like this idea from DMC. He's actually sending some zealots around this longer location to go into the natural here. It looks like Revolver. I'm not even sure if he knows about the army being over here, but he's gonna be caught in an awkward position. DMC is gonna snipe off this base on the right side here and probably recall either to this middle base or just back over to the third. But he recalls actually on top of the base, which means he's gonna lose 2 of those Colossus immediately. But Storm's blanketing this army completely. Oh my goodness. That is.
Revolver's really feeling this AOE today, or yesterday as well. He really does not like AOE anymore. I can tell, but well, that's gonna be a GG, and DMC takes the first map. I expect DMC to outclass Revolver so much, and I feel it all kind of originates to the fact that Revolver decides to block with a hatchery, and then he gets pylon blocked, and then he decides to kill the pylon instead of getting a third. So then he gets his natural, but then the third gets pylon blocked, so he decides to not get that third, and then pressure on 2 bases. Then everything just goes worse and worse because he tries to do something without the eco he should, and then when that doesn't work, he's even more behind, and then he gets more and more behind. So even though he took a few good engagements, it's just not enough in the end, and it all started after that. Not failed hatch block, but kind of whiffed.
Yeah, it didn't really do enough damage. It didn't make DMC panic enough, I don't think. And it was just really well played by DMC there, especially considering yesterday he actually only had to play 1 series, so he hasn't had to play too much. So he got to relax, I guess, which probably helped a little bit. Maybe getting himself set up for today, ready for today, thinking about today, rather than worrying about the previous day. But I mean, Revolver, we saw him win 2 series yesterday, only 1 series, but still.
He was close to one of them, but did lose in a best out of 5.
Yeah, he didn't look. Revolver looked good in that series. It's not like he looked bad. It's not like he looked bad in the first series. Obviously, in the first series, he won 2-0 against the Protoss player.
Всем привет и приятного просмотра.
So, a bit of a rough start here for Revolver. We are actually starting up into game number 2 here. It's gonna be on Overgrowth. Seems we're missing a lot of casters, but I guess the French people aren't gonna be casting anymore today.
Yeah, we just skipped that one. But hopefully the French casters are gonna come in for the next series or the next game. But this is the best out of 3, and right now DMC can win against Revolver right away if anything bad happens. Especially on this map, if you've watched enough partying, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The cannon rush that killed Jadong is, for instance, a very well-known one. But you know what? We're in this game, and we can theorycraft all we want after some introductions. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead with the first one. So the first player here in the bottom left-hand corner, playing for Vega Squadron, coming from Russia, and it's going to be none other than DMC.
And his opponent up in the top right, down 1 game here, does not want to get knocked out of this tournament. From Imaginary Gaming, it's our Red Zerg player. It is Revolver, and of course they switched colors.
Yeah, I could hear you like flipping around a bit, so I thought maybe you're kind of trying to edit here a bit.
Yeah, it's fine. Actually, I set myself up a lot better today, so this is gonna be a lot easier of a fix than it would have been yesterday at least. So that's nice. In fact, it'll be fixed here in about 2 seconds. There we go. Awesome. Jerks. I mean, come on, guys. Come on. I know. Like the main thing that the players are gonna be thinking about in this, series it's gonna determine whether or not they're gonna make any money here. I think maybe it's pretty close actually. I think you only have to win this series and maybe the next series, and you're guaranteed some money.
I think so, right? If you win this and the next series, you get to the
no, only this series.
Finals?
If you you just have to win this series and you're in the money. You're in the top 4.
Oh, sweet.
So
that's actually pretty interesting.
This is a pretty important series here. It's 300. Actually, no, it isn't. Sorry. It's only the top 3 that get money. I thought 4th place got money as well, but that's not the case. And once again, from Revolver, we have a proxy hatchery going down. So it didn't work out extremely quickly here, but
this is actually pretty good though from Revolver, because this was trying to be a Nexus first from DMC.
Yeah, it's a lot better than the previous game. This means that there isn't a probe on the map for DMC. He's not going to be able to block this hatchery that Revolver's taking right now at his own natural. And this is still doing the same thing. I mean, the hatchery is going to get canceled. It's going to be remade into an EVO.
That is
such an annoyance.
That's something we see True do quite a bit. It sucks free as well. Just wonderful play, and that would go a last second cancel. He can even body block with the. This is perfect. This is exactly what REVO needed to do last time, but he kind of was facing a gateway, so that's a bit more difficult. Now, this was amazing for Revolver, and if he takes his third right away here, he decides to go for the pool to be safe. Had he taken the third right after that, that is, it's not like a game-winning moment, but it's one of those moments when you know, like, okay, it's my game to lose almost now, because if you block that for that long, that next does you get all your 3 hatches up without getting cannon or anything, and then you get your pool, you're just so safe. And I mean, trying to 4 gates off of a Nexus first are going to be much more difficult for DMC, you know, with such a late Cybercore in that case. And even like an 8 gate etc. would be like, it'd be so easy to scout because there's no cannons, they can attack you, there's no early Cybercore, so you get those works out that you need as revolvers. So it could have been amazing. Still a very good opener though.
For sure. DMC did go directly into his gateway. He didn't try to make a forge or anything like that. So he's gonna be able to start getting his tech going. He's not gonna have upgrades extremely quickly or anything like that, but I'm not sure if he's too worried about that at this moment. A lot of Nexus first. I mean, it used to be you had to go for a forge if you went Nexus first, but with the Mothership Core, it's a little bit easier just to go for this gateway. So he's going to be able to have his Mothership Core out quickly, which is going to be a kind of a necessity because Revolver has gas despite going for this quick third hatchery here. He's got speed already started and on the way. So he's going to be on the map, being active. He's going to have map control for a pretty long period of time in this game. And it's kind of going to be up to DMC to decide what he's going to do to fight against this. How can you actually get some damage done? And
actually,
it's going to work.
Yeah, I actually love this response when you see the Cybercore coming out, the Gateway Cybercore coming out right after the Nexus, because if you see a Forge, there's no real need of getting a speed this early. You can just get it at around 6:30 or so, or rather like 7 minutes. But the thing here is that when you see a Cybercore coming out right afterwards, you can still get like these 5 gates, and you can still get these 8 gates, and if you don't have speed early on, it's very difficult to scout, it's very difficult to deal with it. So, I mean, this is a good variation of what we see, and instead of adding double gas, we see just 1 gas, but much earlier mining from Revolver. So it's a bit more safe, with a lot of precaution, and he knows with DMC being 1 game ahead, he can't just risk it all on one big play. He has to always play safe now. And, well, he does scout the Robo, so he knows there can be some mortar pressure if DMC want to.
Yeah, seeing all 4 of these gases as well. I'm pretty sure he saw all 4 of them. Yeah, he has seen all 4, and even be able to see the Robo. That's definitely a bit of a tip-off. It's probably going to be some Robo Sentry play. It could just be an expansion from DMC, but adding on 3 gateways currently, maybe see another 3 going down relatively soon from DMC. We'll have to wait, see if he's going to actually take this 3rd base, or if he's just going to try to go and kill his opponent with an Immortal Sentry.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you can still get up 2 mortals before you expand. Yeah. If you want to be super safe. But now, okay, there we go. If you see 5 or more gates, it's absolutely going to be an Immortal all-in. And, well, we're up to 7 gates now, I believe, even more. So, well, this is going to be very aggressive. And it's up to Revolt to kind of deal with this. There's no +1, which you usually see for a Soul Train, for instance, because there is no Forge variant with this. So, there's no +1. Those cells are not going to cleave through links, so links are going to become much better. And Revolver has to scout this, because now he sees with his Overlord units moving out, and he paid attention, I think, because he's moving away his Overlord, but he needs to get units.
He even sees that the DMC has blocked his natural with a pylon, which is literally nothing else that's possible besides
all these scouts.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, it's a few links, actually.
I thought he was going to actually try and bait some force field energy, but he didn't actually do it. DMC showing some very nice patience, not wasting any energy just yet, but nothing but Lings are in production right now. He's got some Hydrogen has just finished up, so he has 3 Hydralisks in production, but it's not going to be a lot against this, and with nothing but Lings, I mean, Lings are very, very fast. It's going to be up to DMC to actually control this very well, which actually he doesn't at all. Lings get an amazing surround on all of this. All the force field energy is completely gone now. I'm not sure what DMC is going to be able to do with this. I don't think he actually killed all that much. I mean, 27 Lings have died, but look at this. Look at the energy. There's just really nothing left right now.
No, but a lot of Zealots are coming in, and these Lings are not going to be good against that amount of Zealots. Now, The Hydras are coming out here, and they are going to be so important. But Link's attacking into Zealots, absolutely not what you want to do. And, well, these Hydras are chipping away at the Immortals. The Immortals will go down, it looks like, but with these Zealots, a lot of drones are going to go down. Of course, even if you lose your workers, if you manage to hold this, you can still counterattack very nicely. So, Revolver's still in the game, but it's getting more and more dark here, and DMC kind of rolling over his opponents.
Nothing in production right now for our Protoss play. We got 24 links and 3 Hydras about to pop out. This third base is still under a lot of fire. He lost a lot of drones, but that's okay because he's still even on workers right now. Right now, Revolver's just waiting for his rune focus to actually pop out. There's nothing but stalkers in production. There aren't any more sentries. Means these links are getting right on top of these stalkers. The Hydra here as well for support, which is really, really good for Revolver. And I think if he's able to hold, if he holds on to this third hatchery, he's in a really great spot. He's even denying the third over here with his creep red on this overlord. So Revolver, or DMC is in a really rough spot right now. And Revolver just needs to wait maybe a little bit longer to get some more units out. He's just going to go for this. Some Zealotech worked in directly on top of those Hydras. They're going to get shredded pretty easily. The last force still goes down. And there really isn't much to this push left for DMC.
Yeah, it was pretty smart of DMC to warp in those Zealots, but they aren't that in time. They're not enough for them. And well, the thing here is that even though Revolver just lost so many workers, let's take a look at that. That was 21 workers. He's still very far ahead, and that's because there's no follow-up tech for DMC right away. And now he's going to go into double Colossi. So this gives free reign for Revolver to either go for an all-in or to start droning up. And well, he's going to try to get as many units as possible. He's going to pressure with these Hydras, and to just survive now as DMC is close to impossible almost because he has no long-range units. And does he even have a photon overcharge already?
No, he lost his military core in that engagement. The Hydras were actually focusing it down for a while. So he's got absolutely nothing. I mean, there's a 40 supply differential already. Most of that is in the army even, and still it is a 15 worker lead back home for Revolver, so his third hatchery is almost back to being saturated. Yeah, there's a Colossus coming out, there's a second Robo coming up, but well, if DMC, he can probably hold this. If he can pull probes, he doesn't want to pull probes, he definitely doesn't want to lose any of these. He's already down in enough workers as it is. If he can wait and buy some time for these Colossus to get out, he could hold on to this, but there's still a lot of reinforcements walking across the map right now for our Zerg player.
Yeah, and now Revolver sees the Colossus, and I think one of the Robo... No, actually, no, we have a Robo in the main base as well, pumping. So it doesn't see its double Robo Colossus, which is a very scary thing to do as DMC. So Revolver right now, he has been droning up quite a bit. Now he's getting a Spire, which is really good because he realizes they're all going to be Colossi. So he's not going to do something stupid like going Roach Hydra. But if he doesn't realize it's double Colossus production, he can still take a lot of damage. And right now, he's trying to break it through again. This is a lot of links, actually, and they get right on top of these Colossi.
Yeah, very well controlled here by Revolver. He's just going directly into those Colossus with his lings, not bothering waiting too much time, but he has lost pretty much the entirety of his army. He does kill one of those Colossus, which is really nice, and there's still a couple lings picking away at this one. Colossus just popped out. He's already got 12 kills. I imagine there were a lot more kills than the other one, and still, I mean... The problem right now, well, one of the problems right now, there's a lot of problems for DMC right now, but one of the problems is that he can't actually even afford to produce 2 Colossus at a time because he's still on 2 bases. He can't take this third base. It's going to be a long time. Pretty much as soon as he actually moves out to take that third, Revolver can go wherever he wants, either kill the third base or just go directly into the natural, sneak into the main if he wants to. Again, there's no overcharge available anywhere. Much core I don't think has been even been made. So just a really, really rough spot here for DMC, but he is sticking in this. He's not going to give this up easily. He does still have this Warp Prism, which is nice. He's got it ready and waiting to warp in some units over where I guess probably where Revolver will take a 4th base at some point, but 8 Corruptors in production right now for Revolver. He's just making sure he's not going to be killed by this kind of follow-up all-in that is coming from DMC right now.
Yeah, it's very good that he actually saw the second Colossus, because then he realizes that there could be more than just one Robo pumping, but still it's great they saw at all the Robo Bay, because otherwise he would have just gone for Roach Hydra, taken so much damage, but now with a lot of roaches in front, and especially these Corruptors, he should be okay. Has to watch out though, because he needs those Corruptors first. Corruptors are amazing against just 2 base Colossus, even though it's double Colossus production. As long as there are no 3 bases for DMC, Corruptors is the correct choice to go for here, and well, he has only 3 Colossi against this amount of Corruptors. He's not going to lose them all to just the Corruptors, but if there's an engagement, all the Colossi are going down, no question about it.
And also nice for Revolver, he has his +2 attack already finished up, so that's a nice little boon to his DPS. There are absolutely no upgrades right now for a Protoss player. He's just got this standing army. He's not even he's not even trying to make Colossus right now. Corruptors are just going to basically suicide in, try to take out the Colossus, spitting their goo on those Colo. The Colossus die pretty darn quickly here. I don't think the Colossus even got a kill. And now the rest of the army here for Revolver. Is this going to wipe everything out? DMC will call GG. He's going to even up the series here. 1-1.
Yeah. Very nice here from DMC. And, sorry, from Revolver. Taking down DMC. And, well, as I say, 1-1. We're going to see who takes in the last game. A bit better with the Hatchbook now. Hatchbook twice in a row, though. Very interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty ballsy. Yeah, I saw. I'm pretty sure I know what you're going to say.
Sweet. Sweet. Good. Otherwise, I mean, otherwise it's good.
Just joining a lobby. That momentary lag is frightening.
Yeah, it's very frightening. Especially, like, if you're holding a stream, because if I start lagging a bit, I'm not gonna freak out until it goes, like, 5-10 seconds, but if you hold the stream and start lagging, then it's time to, well, yeah. Okay, so anyhow, we're going to have DMC vs Revolver again. The last one is going to be Fox Labs. Now, if you did... Oh, they changed colors? Oh,
they changed colors again. At least I see it this time.
Wait. You don't have to edit. Wait.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I already edited it.
Okay, because otherwise you can just ask them to change colors.
No, that's
cool. Oh, cool. Funk is going to be casting on the French stream.
Oh.
He's pretty famous. But yeah, okay, so we saw some bans coming down, by the way. We saw Revolver banning Nimbus and Deadwing. We saw DMC banning Merry-Go-Round and Catalina. I can understand Revolver banning Deadwing, absolutely. Nimbus, well, sure, he likes being aggressive. But the Catalina ban from DMC is very surprising to me.
Yeah, maybe. Especially since Foxtrot exists. I don't know if he just kind of forgot about the map. This is a really scary map to play PvZ on, I think. No matter which spawn you get, if you spawn with the bottom left and top right positions, those extra rocks just to be knocked down and get surrounded in different locations. And then
wait, are you talking about Foxtrot?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were still talking about Catalina. I was
no, sorry.
Wait,
No.
DMC это, довольно новый игрок, который не так давно появился. Вообще, как бы в киберспорте, скажем так, отечественном. Показал себя незадолго до Дримхака. И, кстати, я хотел бы напомнить, кто не видел этой игры, я на ютубе в плейлисте StarCraft. Еще раз подчеркиваю, что всего-то по StarCraft в одном плейлисте, вот в один столбик. Есть интересная запись, она вам понравится тем, кто ее не видел. Можно сделать поиск на странице по DMC или Револьверу. Вот, Best of 7. Они играли шоу-матч. Было это, я скажу, когда 7 сентября. Это был очень прикольный шоу-матч, когда еще про DMC вообще никто не знал, и, по сути, все не узнали только тогда. Ссылку могу прям напрямую кинуть в чатик, и тем, кто посмотрит, ну, тут всего 1 час, но это интересный 1 час, поэтому я вам рекомендую посмотреть. Ладно, смотрим дальше.
Okay, so CVP on this map can be very interesting. We're seeing some really good games on this one. I mean,
оно говорит. Ну да. Умирающим голосом. Смотрим.
Oh, because like the thing is, I decided to buy one of those yearly subscriptions to them. So I had to watch it as much as possible, you know. So I watched this last season, you know. We saw this wonderful game between Sue and Zest on this very map in the last game in a best out of 7, I believe, in the semi-finals of GSL, the first of the semi-finals, and it was quite brutal. It was like the +2 blink all in on 3 bases. Yeah, it's like all in. You know, it's technically not all in. It's a style. It's like 10 gate blink on 3 bases with +2. It's a very strong style, and
Первый раз DMC играл на этом, на Игромире. Не, прошу прощения. Это был Техлапс в этом году. А в том году, помните? Который еще Адольф комментировал, и его все обосрали.
Well, as I do say that, we see DMC starting off with a gateway, and Revolver starting off with 3 hats before pool.
Love it. I absolutely love that. I love how Revolver plays a series. It's the same we saw from Gung Fu Bandit yesterday, where he opened up the same gas timings in every single game, but he switched up his actual playstyle in most of the games. In this game, Revolver going for this 3 hatch, and actually DMC didn't see this 3rd hatchery immediately. I imagine he's gonna go find it. Oh. No. That's
actually, wait.
That's not how we do things. No, he didn't see it.
No, but he saw no pool, so he knows what's going on.
Duh. I guess that's a pretty big tell.
Yeah, he saw the entire creep, so I was like, otherwise that would have been a very big mistake, but he's just gonna skip that. Now, the thing in here, okay, so if you go from Gateway, into Cyber, into Nexus, and you see this, there are a few things you can do. 3-gate pressure, which can do a bit of damage. 4-gate pressure, which can be very all-in, on 2 bases. Now you can also go for just like a mixed 5-gate, you know, 5-gate, complete all-in, it's super early, hits before speed, it is brutal, and well, if this was China, we'd see that right now, but this unfortunately is not China, unfortunately, probably, because a lot of people don't like those all-ins. But we're gonna see, because we could absolutely see like 3-4 more gateways just going down and some very high amount of pressure. We see Chron on the warp gates as well, so should be some kind of pressure at least.
At least a few. There we go. The 4 gateways are up. I mean, there's been a pro patrolling over here, kind of just next to the gold base on the left side, so that's definitely gonna be for a proxy pond eventually. He did want to try and sneak a probe out. There's an overlord keeping a watchful eye on this entrance, so he knows there's 2 more gateways up.
It's 5 gates.
It's 5 gates.
It's a 5-gate. Yeah, it's so all in. It's because you get these 5s so early on, and these links are not allowed to get in, and they do get blocked just last second. Because the thing is, the difference between a 4-gate and a 5-gate is that 4-gate, it's not all in. You, as a post player, you probably know this. As you know, if you go for 4-gate, it's about the amount you warp in. So if you just go for 1 warp in, you can still just expand after that. You can still go into Robo. It's okay. You're not that far behind. If you go for a 5-gate, you're just going for it. It's just pure warp-ins. You're going to go straight for the face. There is no turning back after that. Unless you kill the 3rd, kill all the drones, then maybe you can transition out. But this is as all as it gets. This is as aggressive as it gets. This is even more aggressive than an 8-gate. This is as far as you go.
And I mean, 6.5 minutes in, we have 5 warp-ins going down. It's not just Zelda. He's got some sentries involved in this as well, which is definitely going to give him a lot of leeway. Speed is still only halfway finished, which is a huge deal. This Mothership Core has energy for a time warp, so he's going to be able to get on top of these queens if Revolver is not paying enough attention to this. He's got some roaches, which is nice. That's definitely going to help out a lot. But how many roaches does he actually have? He's got 4 right now. That's still 5 gateways worth of pressure. He's just going to go for the rocks.
Brilliant.
He's going for the rocks. I love it.
This is brilliant, because now he can actually force field out the forces of Revolver from going up. And the thing here is if he gets to the natural ramp very quickly, he can actually control.
He can see this. Revolver can see the health on the rocks going down. He needs to react to this. He can hear it as well. He should be able to hear it, and he is reacting to this, so he sees this.
And by the way, that gas was cancelled, and the production still's going on. By the way, so it's not called. It's technically that DMC is squeezing out a few extra probes instead of a few extra zealots, but he's not on the more gases, so there's no tech behind this. And while the 3rd is going to be focused down, so I guess he can get away with only getting the 3rd, but this is still a very high amount of pressure, and it's going to be difficult for Revolver, who's trying to squeeze through these force fields. We see 2 more left here. 1 actually.
Yeah, he does get a couple more force fields down. He's still sniping off what he can, but he's already lost most of his sentries, most of sentry energy at that. And this 3rd base is still alive. He is killing a lot of drones over here. He's being really, really annoying with these zealots. He's going to get a queen for his trouble as well. The roaches have been able to get down the ramp finally, which is good for them. But without any queens here, this Mothership Core is just going to go ham on all of these. How many kills does this Mothership Core have? It's going to
4 roaches.
4 roaches killed by this Mothership Core already, which is a big deal. And this 3rd hatchery, I don't know if DMC cares about 3rd hatchery. I think he just wants to probably sneak in and just kill his opponent right now. He's even building he's going to build a pylon up here. This is really, really dangerous right now for Revolver.
It really is. Now the thing is, if DMC doesn't kill everything here, he's going to lose a game because he warped in so much. But well, he's just going to go for it. And we see these roaches going down. You need to micro even better than this. But with that speed, it's just so difficult. And this is what I talked about. When you go for 3F before pull, this is one of the dangers. And well, right now these Zells are just chasing everything. More roaches and links on the way, but the warpies of DMC are just way too strong. DMC right now supply blocking himself, kind of, but that's still going to be enough.
Too much, yeah. 18 workers being killed off. There was 43 workers to 18 at the end.
Ну, блин, я не знаю. Я правда не знаю, что сказать. Хоть и хочется что-то сказать, но... Знаете, вот есть, как бы, ну, игроки, как бы смотришь их репой и понимаешь, что вот, если бы здесь он сделал вот так вот, все было бы хорошо, и проблем бы не было. Если бы здесь он разведал, то он бы подготовился заранее и встретил выход. Но вот, когда REVO вот так вот играет, у меня ощущение, что хер знает, что произошло, но он слил в щи. Вот я вижу это примерно вот так вот. Вот честно, без, как бы... без шуток. Я пытаюсь понять, что не так вообще, но я не понимаю. Может, он на эмоциях, или, я не знаю, может, он под чем-то, мало ли что, в Германии. Горячие немецкие женщины, кокаин, гашиш, все дела, я не знаю, Новый год. Это так, в шутке. Ну, правда, непонятно. Такие широкие рампы, блин, не знаю, встречай противника где угодно. Встречай его заранее. На дуэльной карте, на которой респы известны заранее, это же не Deadwing, делать 3 хаты до пула против гитового опенинга, и при этом, ну, возможно, чуть-чуть он перехалявил, но, блин, как бы на это и расчет 3 хат. Просто так их не ставят. Спасибо, ребята, я пытаюсь выздоравливать. Жру таблетки и все остальное. Да, турнир в Германии, это небольшой ван-турнир для 8 европейских игроков, без корейцев. Сетка есть при входе в чатик. Ну, что-то непонятно. То есть нормальные зерги, вот, ну там, корейские, даже дело не в том, что они корейцы. Они за короткий промежуток времени, ну, если без саппой-блоков, они могут наклепать очень много лимита. Очень много собак, очень много рачей. И просто задавить, как говорится, говном. Это, блин, ну несложно. 2, 3, 4 раза заказать армию, встретить противника, ну, как должен делать это ГМЛ, зерк. И все, и как бы много мозгов-то не надо. Да я сейчас просто горло смочил всякими доктором Моуми, разными штуками. Пока все равно не очень. Покажу сетку на экране, тем, кому лень смотреть в чатик. Вот так вот выглядит турнир. Запись этой игры уже в чате есть ссылка. Кто не видел. Дальше кунг-фу банда Инзейн. 1 зерк, 2 протоса, 3 терна. Вареное яйцо у гору подержать. Полотенце.
Kind of preparing.
Ой-ой-ой, я думал.
That's his build.
Yeah, I know that he likes to do this build, but in the first game I kind of missed this. I went for the scouting drone and didn't see his one, so I spotted it kind of lately, and I don't know. But after this, I made good decisions that bring me back to the game.
Especially in the first game, I would say. Second game, unfortunately, went Revolver's way. But the third game you played once again very well. I'm kind of curious because you only scouted the first and the main and the second and the natural. Did you know that there was a third base, or did you just saw that with the mothership core then?
In the third game?
In the third game, yeah.
Yeah, I scouted the main. I saw the timing of the pull.
Yeah. So you knew that there was a third.
Yeah, and I don't need to see the third to understand.
Yeah, because we were guessing because you sent your probe quite far away. Pretty much to the other side of the map.
To hide this because I wanted to do
okay.
sneaky range style 5 gate all in.
That makes sense then. And it worked out quite nicely for you.
Yeah, with the third hatch, it's really hard to defend, even if people roaches. It's just not enough roaches to kite all the zealots.
Also very nice move there, dragging the roaches up into the natural and then force feeding the ramp.
Yeah,
That was really cute.
to kill the rocks at the first place, but then I saw with the Marshal card that the roaches are already there, so I decided to use it as an advantage. Because ramp can be easily first-footed by 2 first-foots. Yeah, so...
So up next you're up against either Kung Fu Panda or Insane. First of all, how do you feel about either player, your predictions, and whom would you rather face?
I would rather face Insane, of course, because Kung Fu Panda is really good at PvP, and PvP my worst matchup, so I would try to avoid that. And Insane, I didn't play him on ladder for a long time, so I don't really know how he plays. But if he's gonna be able to beat Kung Fu Panda, it means he's kind of good at PvP, so... Yeah, but still, I would prefer to face Insane.
And who do you think is gonna take it?
But I think Kung Fu Panda will be...
But you definitely don't want to play him.
Yes.
Alright. You heard it here first. Also ihr habt es hier zuerst gehört. DMC. Also vielen Dank. Thank you very much for the interview. Good luck in the rest of the tournament.
Okay. That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Any shoutouts?
If you want to.
Yeah, of course I would like. This is the first interview. I would like to thank my team that made this trip possible because I wasn't sure for a long time that I will be able to come here because it's quite an expensive trip from Russia. Definitely. Yeah, but like my team and our new sponsor G2A actually made this trip possible. So thanks to them.
Awesome. Also, your manager is here, has been observing you all the time. Really nice guy. I think Alexei is his name, if I didn't get that wrong.
Yes.
Definitely a nice guy. He's over there, so I just waved at him. But yeah, anything else you'd like to?
That's it.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for the interview. Best of luck. Und als nächstes haben wir dann eben
Приятный чувак.
Panda gegen Insane. Die beiden spielen sich immer noch warm.
Да, ребят, REVO проиграл, он поехал домой. Сколько билет в Кёльн стоит? Сейчас погуглим. DMC играет с победителем пары Банда Insane. Сейчас мы смотрим, наверное, вот это, потом это и это. Но если здесь будет одни ТВТ, то, блин, я, наверное, даже смотреть это не буду. Будет жуткое уныние. Но у DMC еще шансы есть. Как бы никто из этих игроков на этом турнире не какой-то титулованный крутой европейский чувак.
Es war mal mein bestes Match, aber nicht mehr so. Also ist schlechter geworden.
Du hast gesagt, du hast dich nie wirklich vorbereiten können, aber du weißt schon generell, was dich so erwarten könnte von Kung Fu. Vielleicht hast du auch gestern das Spiel gesehen, oder?
Ja, Kung Fu spielt halt viele Strategien, also ich weiß nicht. Ich muss mich halt auf vieles vorbereiten.
Kung Fu, glaube ich, ist jetzt auch gerade eben fertig geworden. Dann, glaube ich, könnte man eben kurz das Map-Video machen, da kommt er auch schon. Wunderbar, so, schönen guten Tag. Wie geht's?
Gut.
Gut geschlafen?
Ja.
So, nächstes Match gegen Insane, TVP. Wie fühlst du dich?
Gut.
Sonst nix? Gut. Vielleicht noch mal kurz zum TVP. Ist das dein stärkstes Matchup oder wie sieht's aus?
Nee, eigentlich mein schlechtestes, aber ja, ich schaff das.
Hast du dich gut vorbereiten können oder eher nicht so?
Ja, ich habe halt gespielt und mehr halt nicht.
Aber nicht speziell jetzt auf Insane vorbereitet?
Nein.
Okay, dann kommen wir zum Map-Video, würde ich sagen, oder? Also, ich denke, wir machen wieder Schnick, Schnack, Schnuck, wer anfängt, oder will jemand freiwillig anfangen?
Mir ist das egal. Ich? Ja, okay.
Gut, dann fängt Insane an. Ist Best of 3.
Video 3?
Ja, also jeder hat 2 Removes. Dein erster?
King Seong.
Mach das jetzt einmal hier nochmal daneben hin. Platz sparen. So, du?
Mary.
Oh, gut, das ist hier gleich geblieben. Du?
Catalina.
Und dein letzter Pick? Oder Remove besser gesagt?
Foxtrot.
Gut, das heißt, wir haben
Давайте я вам интервью с DMC покажу.
Nimbus und Overgrowth.
Про матч REVO DMC, вот этот, вот ссылка в чате, еще раз говорю, посмотрите, не
Nimbus
пожалеете.
und Overgrowth.
Там всего 1 час.
So.
В принципе, можно забить на конфу-банду, и я бы вам показал револьвер с DMC. Здесь с моими комментариями. Я бы даже сказал, неплохими. Хотите голосование сделаем?
Zweite Map.
Я уверен, большая часть людей не видела эту игру. Или видела. Можно голосовалочку? Давайте голосовалочку, ребят.
Good luck, have fun.
Oh, ist aber nett. Du?
Ja, das Gleiche.
Ah, wunderbar. Wenig Trash Talk. Der Trash Talk wird sich dann wahrscheinlich für nach dem Spiel aufgehoben. Dann wünsche ich euch viel
Проголосуйте
Glück
и сделаем,
und viel Spaß.
как хотите. Пока
So,
вы
und
голосуете...
wir sind dann gleich wieder zurück vom Caster Desk. Bis dahin nicht weggehen, wir sind gleich wieder zurück.
Пока вы голосуете, я сделаю, покажу интервью с DMC на DreamHack. Заранее предупреждаю, что звук там не очень, потому что было шумно. Но если выключить музыку, то слышно все. Всем привет, дорогие друзья, с вами EIZO. Погромче делайте, пожалуйста. Дмитрий, это DMC. Мы сейчас с ним пообщаемся и узнаем о том, кто он такой и вообще, что он здесь делает. Здравствуй, Дим. Расскажи, пожалуйста, о себе, так как многие пользователи не знают вообще, кто ты и как ты появился в StarCraft.
В принципе, большую часть, наверное, уже знают. Играю за боссов, играю не так давно, то есть через пару недель будет где-то год, как, собственно, играю в StarCraft.
Где живешь?
Я из Бутырки, из Ивановской области.
Сколько лет?
20.
20? Выглядишь. Как получилось, что ты вообще связал свою жизнь с StarCraft? Какая-то история есть?
Не знаю, просто искренне нравилась игра.
С первого StarCraft?
Нет, не играл до этого ни в кейке, не спидом вообще.
Сразу начал StarCraft?
Да, просто как-то случайно наткнулся еще давно на запись, где MC в финале разыграл. Не помню уже кого, но настолько эффектно разыграл, когда шел Мэнни, пальчиком махал, что сразу хотел диване чем-то заняться. И вот назад появилось время и финансовые возможности для того, чтобы много тренироваться, пробовать.
А как финансовые возможности связаны?
Ну как сейчас для того, чтобы добиться чего-то в StarCraft, очень тяжело работать, учиться совмещать все. Поэтому, по сути, последний год тренируюсь уже часов по 9, по 10 дней.
Здорово. Как получилось, что ты вступил в команду Бега?
Ну, собственно говоря, финансовые возможности начали подходить к концу, а чувствую еще, что могу играть намного лучше. Собственно говоря, искал финансовую поддержку, поговорил с Вегой, согласился меня не брать. Он тоже считает, что я могу играть намного лучше. Мы с ним пообщались на этих лапсах. Он сказал, что неплохо бы тебе пока самому еще немножко подняться. Вот, и начал проходить более-менее далеко на майновых капах. Там КМЛ, там топ-16 брал несколько раз. И вот он удовлетворил уже.
Ты вообще довольно креативный игрок и довольно интересно мыслишь в игре. Это доказывается, кстати, тебе очень весно отзывался. Есть ли кто-то, на кого ты равнялся с самого начала? Или просто рандомный ребой смотрел и за всеми подряд?
Эти люди меняются постоянно. В основном это корейцы. Честно, меня именно
высокие люди.
Ну, когда начинал, был, разумеется, МС, но в последнее время он играет без опыта плохо. Сейчас любимый бонус это весь топ корейский, Хера, EIZO.
За Нанивой успел уже посмотреть период его?
Да, смотрю некоторые.
Ну, какие-то определенные...
Ну, как раз ушел с StarCraft, когда начали его.
Ты сам тоже как-то вносишь что-то свое в свою игру? Или
я стараюсь именно корейцев за основу, а дальше уже сам
подстраивать под себя, под свою игру, да? Не так давно DMC играл с револьвером шоу-матча, очень интересный. И хотелось бы узнать, как к нему готовился, и была ли вообще сама подготовка, потому что счет был более чем разгромный, и никто такого не ожидал. Все ставили на победу REVO, так что более опытный и находится в высоких строчках ГМЛ.
Вообще, по идее, не должен был играть этот матч, потому что, насколько я знаю, в списке людей, которые предлагали, я был в самом низу, но почему-то все остальные оказались. Оказался Фрайер, оказался Молоток. Такие дела нашли на меня, и я решил не отказываться. Каждый день приглашали посмотреть матч, каждый матч. Естественно, продолжение пришло за 3 дня, 3 дня смотрел стрим револьвера, готовился. Я видел много комментариев о том, что у меня есть возможность это делать, то есть без этого никуда не появляюсь. Соответственно, в командах я поставил себе определенные сроки. Пока уровень игры у меня растет, в принципе, то есть каждый день, после каждой тренировки я чувствую, что стало как немного лучше. Если это так будет продолжаться, то прекрасно. А иначе где-то весной, так скажем, уровень мой не будет меня удовлетворять. Просто буду поигрывать нормально, и как бы real life, в учебе. Нет, потому что я не считаю, что я сейчас не буду такой, что
Кого бы ты поставил на игроке из русских? По поводу шансов, что куда всех пройдет?
Сейчас это закончилась вторая групповая, последний наших плей-офф. Кас еще играет. Гейм прошел.
Кого вообще выделяешь? Кто больше выделяет?
Сказал, потому что реально корейцев стабильно. Не знаю, может быть, это потому что я только что ему проиграл, но честно, я в него не очень верю. Чувствуется, что очень талантливый игрок, но мало тренировался. Определенные билды закончены, но гигантские билды еще. Да, я, к сожалению, не успел.
Как вообще у тебя с матчапами обстоятельства? Какой любимый, какой жизнь в текущий момент? Как вообще баланс оцениваешь?
Вот это ДСЛ у меня где-то на 60%. А ПВП я не знаю, что с ним делать. Это лучший матчап всегда был. Постоянно. Я не знаю, что делать с рандомом, не люблю поделать ничего с ним.
Платоник не пробовал?
Кобра меня подначил, Платоник сказал, что это решает все проблемы, но нет, спасибо.
Потом это категорично. А отбивать его?
Я отбился один раз.
Ну да.
Получилось, когда я даже...
Здорово. Номер у нас уже не вышел. Знаем. Победа реванш. Предлагал реванш, сколько мы все знаем. Как я и говорил, дотеры испортили все.
Если кто-то найдется, спонсируешь матч.
Ты не против?
Вообще нет.
Друзья, согласен. Ну что, здорово. Вроде все, мы о тебе узнали. Кстати, ВЦС, ты интересуешься, ты следишь за ВЦС. Как тебе вообще изменение политики ВЦС? Если читал изменения ВЦС в 2015 году?
Я читал по поводу, это вроде бы regional, но на самом деле может меняться. Но много было рассуждений по поводу того, что на самом деле 1-2 копейки как в Европу, и все на этом. Единственный плюс это то, что будет полный ресет, всем заново квалификации. Мне кажется, будет легче попасть туда. Потому что я пытался добраться на 3-й сезон, квалификация это просто ад какой-то. Это single elimination сетка, где просто много топовых игроков попадалось.
В общем, было сложно.
Которых там одного-двух еще возможно победить, но 5-6 к ряду мне лично не удалось.
Как тебе вообще команда Бега? Дает ли она то, что тебе сейчас нужно? И как у вас поняли, команда вот эта команда стоит? Бывает такое, что в команде вроде как игроки есть, но они все как-то сами по себе играют. То есть у вас как-то дружный коллектив, состав, как тебе вообще в своей команде?
Я не так давно.
Я понимаю, но в целом.
Пока все устраивает.
Успел уже со всеми пообщаться, поиграть, познакомиться.
Сейчас каждый игрок, в принципе, адекватно подходит и соглашается помочь, плюс, какие еще у нас команды в СНГ остались?
Вот да, это сложный вопрос. Каскад разве что.
Ну, она больше украинская команда.
Ну да, тем не менее. Спасибо большое за ответы. Очень интересно узнать от тебя что-то новое. Я тебе желаю удачи, потому что для тебя это был первый такой крупнейший турнир. Ты был буквально в шаге от того, чтобы попасть в плей-офф.
Играл я с руками, очень пользовался сеткой, но мне ни одного корейца не попалось. Patience мимо меня прошел. И, не знаю, 0-4 слив Фаева, это очень ожидал. Кстати, единственный сильный игрок, который победил Кас, и тот играл не в идеальных условиях. Моего желания тренироваться это никак
Вообще, ты как раз ты мотивация больше именно самого участия так, в турнире и в Москве?
Разумеется, любой турнир. То есть даже несмотря на то, что здесь по сути не было сцены, не было какой-то даже помню, активно обсуждал, что не было даже плазмы никакой, чтобы не могли посмотреть. Все равно люди заглядывали, через а кассы впереди много людей, значит, заряжают дальше мотивацию.
Друзья, это был DMC, мы желаем ему удачи и надеемся, что такие турниры СНГ будут проводиться намного чаще. Спасибо.
Привет, дорогие друзья.
Ну, как и обещал, там 2 минуты слышно было плохо, но если вы слышали с наушниками, в принципе, слышно все. Там просто 3000 дотеров внезапно решило выйти на улицу. Вот. Ну, кто послушал интервью, я бы хотел пару слов у вас узнать по поводу этого интервью. Ну, то есть, какое впечатление, как вам его ответы на вопросы, чё как вообще. Тем временем тут началась игра, вроде как, будущий противник DMC.
I don't know, I was just hoping. The thing is, he got the stalker out first, and then, like, now he gets a like, I don't know, I just felt that he could have gone the Stargate earlier, but he decided to go for the, like, he wanted to get Warpgate and Stalker first, so I was kind of, you know, do you really want to get the delayed Oracle? But, you know, he wants to. Now, maybe I'm just going to be that caster who says maybe it was the wrong decision.
Sure, totally. And Zane, he's already pretty well set up for this. He's got 6 Marines sitting in his main base. He does have his 3 barracks up. He just now finished his 2 gases here in his main base, so he's not going to have add-on for a little bit. He's probably going to add on 1 tech lab here in just a second, I would imagine. So you can actually start. There we go. That tech lab is coming down, so he's going to be able to start his stim pretty soon. He does scan, look at the main. He sees both gases there. He sees, well, nothing else. Just the gateway and a cyber core, which, you know, in and of itself should be a little bit of a tell. Not seeing this rebel, which just came down here, could be a concern, but we have an engineering base started as well here for Insane, so he is going to be completely set up and fine against this Oracle. However, if this Oracle just goes direct for the natural, which, you know, it could do, it's going to see what it's going to see here. Actually, it's going to go for the main, try to see what kills it can get done. It's just going to be a decent amount. It gets 1 kill. Could it snipe it snipes the building SCV on the engineering bay and the depot, which is not going to supply block Insane just yet, but it is going to be a bit of an annoyance.
Yeah, but he finished that up very, very quickly, and his macro's not going to take a turn for the worse whatsoever. Now, thing here, he's going to save that Oracle very smartly. We talked about that yesterday, how important it can be to save this Oracle, and he's just going to go in, see if he can snipe something once in a while. So, I mean, for instance, you have 4 Marines to the right, you have 3 to the left. You can absolutely snipe like 3 Marines, go away, snipe 4 Marines, go away, and just keep doing that over and over.
Кстати, есть попытка развести DMC и REVO на интервью после приезда. Попробую.
His PvP is pretty damn crazy.
Yeah. I'm curious if, I mean, the Stargate is proxied so far out. I doubt we're going to see the Phoenix Colossus play that we saw yesterday. And it is a possibility. He could still go for that, but with, I mean, proxy Stargate, I don't think it's very wise, because once again, you're gonna lose that building eventually. I mean, already it looks like these Marines are getting out on the map trying to find that, but Oracle's is still being an annoyance. Does not want to lose that, and he's kind of in an awkward position now where he could lose it if he's just a little bit uncertain with his control, but he does get on out of there, so it's very nicely done by Gung Fu Bandit. 4 kills in this Oracle, and it's still just such an annoyance. There are some Marines moving across the map right now for Insane, but I mean, back home he's got, the Gung Fu Bandit has a couple sentries, he's got these 2 Stalkers, he's even got the Mothership Core, it's got enough energy for 2 overcharges now, and the first Colossus is halfway finished already.
Yeah, well, when Extended Thermal Lance comes out, that's when Insane, Gung Fu is going to be very safe against Insane, because especially the Marines have no chance of getting close to that Colossus without getting fried right away, especially if there are force fields or photon overcharge. It just gets very difficult to snipe them. So it's when that Extended Thermal Lance comes out when you really can start defending well with Colossus, but also, of course, drops become a real nuisance when you go for this kind of build, because it's not the Phoenix Colossus that we saw yesterday, so you have no way of really deterring the potential drop play. And this is a nice thing from Gung Fu, trying to get a few Marines. Doesn't get too many though, so 3 force fields for 2 Marines. Not the most value probably, but not the best either.
No, he's just wanting. Kung Fu Bandit is just wanting to take his third base here. You can see he's already queued up to take this third Nexus. He's gonna go kill this Marine that's spotting this. So the Marine does know this is on the way. Is there a third command? There is a third command center already finished for Insane. So it's nice for him. He hasn't been lax on getting that finished, and he's gonna finally lose the Oracle there. Well done by Insane to go realize he had a chance to kill it, and he goes off and snipes it off very quickly. He still hasn't found the Stargate just yet, so he hasn't been able to kill this proxy pylon or the building itself. So he's going to want to do that eventually, because I mean, a pylon anywhere on the map is going to be an annoyance for a Terran player. You want to get rid of that. Insane is already taking his third base now, however. So this game it's shaping up to be a good one. But with these Colossus that are still, well, there's nothing really to go against them. And this is going to be an interesting drop. 2 full medevacs of just Marauders. It's going to destroy so many buildings so quickly, especially with +1 and stem. That'll be interesting.
You know what would be awesome? If he actually pushes with these Marines in the front and then drops behind with Marauders on top of these Colossi. It would be interesting. I mean, if there were 2 of them, it would absolutely work. Question 3, though, maybe too much. Especially with only 2 medevacs. It would be very cool, though.
Blink is still pretty far away, so these medevacs are going to be able to get in, but there's a ton of stalkers there. It almost gets those sniped off. I like the pylon positioning as well here for Kung Fu Bandit. Just having a little bit more scouting information. Those pylons are going to get sniped off once again. 8 Marauders. They have so much DPS against buildings so quickly. It's not a lot of army that's actually down here right now. It's just these 3 Colossus, which could be a little bit frightening. But Insane is going to pick up and get on out of there. There's actually there were no stalkers over there. Those Colossus, I'm not sure. Like, should you just drop those 8 Marauders and go for those Colossus?
Oh wait. I think now it's a bit too late, because you got a lot of units now. But the thing is here. We do see a second starport. We don't see an armory yet. We see +1 armor finishing up, but there's still no armory. Otherwise, either Insane is failing big time, or he's going to pull a massive amount of workers and just go for an all-in here.
It's possible. He does have. The thing is, he has his army all the way across the map already. We do have the Twilight or the Templar Archives on the way now, so Storm is still pretty far away. So, yeah, I think SCV pull is something that could happen. We saw a lot of that out of U-Thermal yesterday. And it worked pretty well against Kung Fu Bandit. I'm certain that Insane saw those matches. So he has to know that is something that Kung Fu is maybe weak against. There are 4 Colossus here without any Vikings. This is really scary to try to push into. And right now, he's just dancing around. He's trying to find an opening. Observer is in a really nice position, spotting all this out for Kung Fu Bandit, so he knows where his opponent is at all times. He did lose that Oracle earlier, so he doesn't actually know necessarily where everything is. If he had those revelations, something like that, it'd be really nice for him. But he's even going to go take this watchtower now, so he's going to have more vision.
Yeah, well, thing here is that Insane still not getting an armory, still not getting a 2-2, because that's the big thing with the armory, so you can get your 2-2. So this should be all in. I mean, he's not aiming for a long macro game, and well, the big tells here for Kung Fu is that right now, he must be checking out the main soon. He should send like a hallucinated Phoenix or an Observer. And if you don't see any upgrades, like it's a small tell. If you see still 1-1, 15 minutes into the game, you have to think, how late are your upgrades actually? So Storm is going to have quite a bit, but as I say, here we go.
Yeah, that is it's a whole lot of SCVs coming around. He only left the SCVs that are in his main base. He's got a lot of Vikings out already. What is this? 12 Vikings. He even has 3 Ghosts along with this. And the Observer sees this now. It's going to be up to Kung Fu. He doesn't really have much besides these Colossus. If those get sniped off decently enough, there's going to be nothing to buffer for them. So he needs to find a way to defend. Storm, I think Storm just finished up. Storm did just finish up, so he has that. So this timing is hitting a little bit late right now for Insane. I think Storm's going to be a huge deal here in just a second.
It really is. Now, oh my god, that was a wonderful Storm. Now, actually, it doesn't kill anything, technically, so as long as those medics can just heal everything up, it was kind of okay. But these ghosts are really looking for that one big EMP, or just even sniping the Templars, but does lose 2 of those ghosts right now. Has to watch out for the Storms. Great Storms of those Vikings. And right now, Insane has to move back, has to watch out. Another great Storm. And all the Vikings are gone. And, well, Insane just going into this choke where, well, Gunfish just going to crush him.
Yeah, I think so. All of the Vikings are dead now, and still 3 Colossus do remain. There's a lot of SCVs that will make this army look a little bit bigger and insane. I think he just missed his timing a little bit there. And he will have to tap out here in game number 1. So Gung Fu Panda will go up 1-0 here. This is, once again, a best-of-3 series. So the next game could knock Insane out. So Gung Fu Panda not falling for the pro poll today, or the SCV poll today. So props to him for realizing that was an issue. Maybe thinking about that a little bit more today. And just, again, I think Insane just missed his timing just a little bit, and doing that lost him the game there.
Yeah, well, I mean, you have to attack before that that storm does finish up, and we didn't see that many scans. The thing here as well, I'm wondering, was it just that Insane was late? Because Gung Fu, he goes his storm, but the only way he could tell that this was going to be an all-in was that there was no 4th and there was no +2. So either he really reacted to the fact that the +2 was so late, or he just reacted to the fact there was no 4th because he didn't check the main base, he didn't see if there was double starport, didn't see if there was an armory, and absolutely did not know of the ghost coming in. So I don't know if I was too much of a fan of Insane, like waiting for all the ghosts to come out and everything. I would have preferred to go that he would have gone before the ghosts and gone with a just like Viking, Medevac, Marine Marauder, and SV pool, because then you hit before storm. And I mean, the ghost didn't do enough this engagement for the for waiting for storm to finish up really pays off. You know?
Those ghosts, I mean, they were a good idea. They didn't really pay off though. I think he got 1 snipe off, and the snipe came after the ghost was actually able to snipe. After the tempo ghosts do not have storm. That would be absolutely ridiculous. So I don't think he really got any EMPs off. He only got 1 Templar snipe. I think he was expecting storm to be finished at that point, especially having that many. I think he had like 6 Templar probably hanging around the map in different places. The Templar that was up here with 4 pictures of nice storm. Really saw that. We are going to be getting into game number 2. It's starting up here. It's going to be on overload. This series back. This will drop out the next time. Showing the forward. As he is able to.
We're going to say we do get overgrowth, and for TVP this can be a very interesting map with a lot of locations to have your Vikings hover over. But that being said, we are.
Окей, что лучше, Intel Extreme Masters или Home Story? Intel Extreme Masters мировые финалы, чемпионат мира в марте в Польше. Home Story Cup, трэш и содомия у Тейксона в клубе. Блин, я не знаю, как выбрать. Там и там будет дохера народу, просто дохерища. Но на Home Story Cup европейцев будет море, и, возможно, будут СНГшники. Как минимум 1. На ИЕМе будут одни корейцы. Но там чемпионат мира, и там, скорее всего, будет огромный стадион, наверное. Но на Home Story как бы атмосфера и какие-то фан-видео можно сделать. Блин. Ну я вообще за Home Story, потому что я на него как бы деньги собирал. Но просто на... Если ехать на ИЕМ, то я поеду с чуваком на машине в Польшу. Вот. Туда и обратно. Который помогал мне делать визу. И по этой визе я сотрудник его фирмы, который получает 2000 баксов в месяц зарплату. И мне дали мультивизу на год во все страны. Я могу ездить куда угодно. И мне насрать на санкции и на все остальные проблемы. Тупо пришел, купил билет, поехал. Вот это прикольно. Туда и туда. Ну, чтобы я поехал туда и туда, нужно, чтобы 500 человек на стриме купило премиум. Прямо сейчас. Вот прям каждый, хотя бы на месяц. Если каждый это сделает, я поеду и туда, и туда. Вы же этого не сделаете, потому что у вас или плохой интернет, или вам лень, или вы этого не хотите, или у вас маленький монитор. Ну или маленький провайдер интернет. Скорость я имел в виду. Блин, флешпоер упал, что ли? Я бы с удовольствием и туда поехал, но зависит от вас. Ну, зачастую и от меня, но от вас больше. Ну, там реклама, подписки, все дела. Хорошая попытка. Я вам блэкджек привезу. Шлюх. Видео классные сделаю. Интервью. Фоточки. Не знаю, там. Тех, кто больше всего донатил, сделаю фотографию Джейдонга с вашей фотографией в руках. Еще и распечатаю и отправлю вам по почте в ваш город. Доставкой на дом. Ну чё, копим деньги.
Still, he gets the scout off, so he knows they're opening, and I think both players kind of figuring out what exactly is going on.
Yeah, I like how Insane pulled his route back to kill that probe. I think it's more important for him at this stage of the game to make sure there's no proxy probes, or no proxy probes. There aren't probes on the map for proxy pylons or any sort of other proxies. He knew what was going on. He got an SCV in, so he didn't need that Reaper to be in the base immediately. So he knows what's there. He's going to poke in for a second here, but there's Stalker in a really good spot already, as well as the Mothership Core. So what am I going for Banda? That is kind of the downside to going back for that probe. It's going to be really, really hard to get back into the base ever again. He should probably be able to. I'm curious if he's going to even...
Но вот за сегодняшний стрим подписался один человек. Это 80 рублей. Это мало. Из них я получу только 60. 50 рублей — это доехать до метро, чтобы поехать в Германию. Ну, смотрите, до метро я уже доехал. Осталось до Германии и обратно. Ну, хотя бы до туда, обратно я уже как-нибудь.
Well, we're going to see the tech lab coming out from the starport. I'm not sure how much I like this though, because you can always do it from your racks, and he's not producing anything from the racks. I think this might have been a slight mistake on his side, forgetting it maybe.
I'm not sure. It's possible either way. I think if you put it on the racks, he probably doesn't have the gas. Like right now, he doesn't have the gas for Banshee and Cloak, and he's about to. So either way, it doesn't really matter, because now he's going to be starting. There's that. Actually, it's going to be a Raven, so that's even... I like that a little bit better. And we have Widow Mines coming as well, so... Hellions actually had dove into the natural mineral liner, getting some kills here. Really, really nice. I mean...
Some very nice kills, actually.
200 minerals there. You got 9 worker... Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's much more than I expect.
Yeah. Did not expect to see that happening. But it did. And with the Raven coming out, with the Widow Mines, he's going to be able to snipe off any observers. This is an interesting play. He's adding on another factory here, so non-standard play coming out of Insane. Really interesting. Gonna be curious how well this works for him, and how often does a Protoss player play against a mech player? So,
I mean, even the Panzer General himself has a hard time meching against Protoss. I mean, even he hesitates and tries to go by once in a while. But Insane is pulling it out, and let's see how surprised Gung-Fu is going to be, because this is all about surprise, and well, not very much so. He sees the second factory, and this is 99% confirmation that there is actually a mech going on here. And if he clicked the factory, he could have even seen there was a third one building. So
another Hellion run by here in the natural base. And go back. 70 kills he gets here. You got 2 more worker kills. I mean, it's minerals. He doesn't really need it at that point. Insane, kind of misplacing some buildings here. This reactor's going to have to be canceled. Yeah, he just has to cancel that reactor on the starport. It was in the way of where this factory was going to be. Insane is already up.
Чатик, кто-нибудь игру эту вообще смотрит? Следующий играет, наверное, не DMC, а этот ТВТ в сетке виннеров, а потом DMC. Ну, может быть, по-другому, я хз.
So this is just going to be like a mass Hellion and some tanks coming out. I'm not sure if he's going to get Blue Flame for these Hellions or not, but this is a really interesting playstyle coming up from Insane. And I think yesterday we were on Catalina, and Uthermal pulled out a lot of tanks, but he was doing it with Bio against Gung-Fu Bandit, and it worked out pretty well. The tanks just absolutely wrecked everything that was in the base.
Oh, wow.
That was trying to do anything for Gung-Fu, so it was intriguing.
Gung-Fu's going up to 6 gates, I believe, at least. And, well, with 6 gates, even more. Where's that? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 7 gates even. On 2 bases. He either is taking like a super safe expo, he's going for like a big 2-base push. Now, I would be very surprised if he went for like a big 2-base push against a mech player. Because of the fact that you have defensive siege tanks. And as soon as the armor finishes, I mean, all these Hellions become Hellbats, and that makes Zealots just about worthless. But we got to see what Gung Fu wants to do here, because he's getting a lot of these Colossi. Going to get a few Hellions for free, which is very, very nice. Even nice forces. Those were very quick force fields, and he's gonna push out.
I don't know, because I mean, look at how many sentries he have. That's nice. He's got 6 sentries. That'd be great against the bio player, but look at all these tanks back here. He's already got 4 tanks. He's making 2 at a time already. He can just set himself in a nice place, and tanks don't care about force fields. They're gonna shell across it anyway. Colossus are nice, but they're still gonna be pretty weak against this many tanks. Insane is look out, and he's spreading his tanks the way he is. I think Gung Fu may be forced to try to contain, but Insane, oh goodness, he's completely in siege right now. Speaking of force fields, is Insane gonna actually do anything? Well, he's got all these Vikings as well, and he's not even trying to siege these tanks, which I'm kind of curious about.
Yeah, what is going on here? He's going to lose his Raven. He's going to try to siege up now, but he's taking some serious damage. He's just not sieging 3 of those tanks, and well, Ryan, those tanks on the right-hand side go down, and
мне показалось, или он сталкерами кучу меха убил.
He thought the tanks were sieged. Maybe he had a bit of a hockey issue or something, but that was a huge blow. That was on the level of Revolver losing 40 mutas in a single volley almost.
I wouldn't go that far, but I would say
not quite that far, but still losing 3 tanks for basically nothing. He's killed a Colossus. That's all he's really killed. Yeah, he killed some sentries. But once again, we're talking about the sentries don't matter with all these tanks. And if he actually has these tanks actually sieged up to start that engagement, he's in a good place. He's probably killed most of this army. This army's have to go home. And behind this Gung Fu, he's going to take a 3rd. He's going to take it and feel comfortable taking it. It's going to be really hard for Insane to actually push out because he lost 3 of those tanks. This could be a little bit more of an ordeal to leapfrog these tanks forward. Yeah, he has some Vikings. He's still trying to make 2 at a time. Nice scan goes down. Make sure he gets the observer there. He's not going to be able to see any of the army movement, but still. Rough start there for Insane. Does he have a 3rd command center? No, he doesn't. So I'm curious if he's gonna like pull SCVs here and go for this.
I mean, he does have a lot of Viking production here going on, and he's just making that. There we go, pulling a lot of SCVs, and he's just going for it. And the Gung Fu, when he sees this coming, he probably has to run, but has to watch out for these Vikings. If he stays to fight, he can lose everything. And this is actually not enough Stalkers to deter the Vikings, which means that all these calls are going down, and Insane just hitting the 2-base push here when Gung Fu's in between tech switching. Is getting that charge, but it's not going to be done in time. The +1 is not going to be done in time. That Temple Arcade is not going to help in time. And well, nothing is in time for Gung Fu at the moment.
Yeah, he's trying to chrono out Immortals like mad right now. He's only got 3 currently, but he's lost most of the rest of his army with all these SCVs. Even SCVs are going to be fine against the Immortals if they get on.